Welcome to the One Star Weak Foot Show, FIFA 21 edition, starring your host, One Star Weak Foot, and our review specialist, One Star Weak Foot. Bow! Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to the One Star Weak Foot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews. I'm going to be your host today, One Star Weak Foot, and it makes me feel overjoyed, seriously, to see you back on the channel. I appreciate all you guys at home for tuning in. So, as you guys know, I will be reviewing my second icon of FIFA 21, and it just makes me excited to be able to have the privilege of trying all these icon cards out. And last episode, or last icon review episode on this channel, I did review Shevchenko. If you didn't check that out, you could check that link out on my YouTube. But Shevchenko was a really good card, and it gives me hope the other players on or in his mold are going to be very good. So today I decided to try Marco van Basten, and as you guys know, last year he was removed from the game. I mean, it was kind of weird, it was unprecedented, but here he is. Somehow he is back in FIFA 21, and I'm very excited to try this card. So guys, let's check out the card. When you look at Van Basten's card, he has a lot of promising stats. He's 6'2". He has medium work rates, and right away I'm identifying a possible weakness. The medium is not great on attackers, especially this year. He's right-footed with a 4-star weak foot, the 3-star skill moves. I played 5 games in Division 3 with him. I got 4 goals and 0 assists. Before we go any further though, if you're enjoying the content, if you want more content like this, do me a favor and hit the like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, don't be shy. I promise you, I do not bite. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate all you guys at home, as always, for watching this video. So, looking at this Van Basten card, I see a lot of things to be excited about. I mean, the shooting looks insane. 94 shoot finishing, 92 attack positioning, 90 shot power. He does have the finesse shot traits. These are all positive things to look at. And if you've ever used Van Basten, I mean, he's been in the game for a long time. If you've ever used him in any FIFA, you already know his shot is absolutely cracked. His passing stats don't particularly excite me though. He has 75 short passing, 75 vision, 72 curve. Nothing really to write home about there. His dribbling stats are what really interests me here, because very often in the game, you'll get a player who's 6'2", but he feels clunky. But it's not very often you'll have a 6'2" player with 86 dribbling. We're going to see how this affects him in game. I mean, all his important dribbling stats here are very high. 90 reactions, 90 ball control, 87 agility, 85 dribbling, 88 composure. We're going to see if he feels clunky, because in previous FIFAs, I've used this Van Basten card, and he's always felt clunky. I've never been particularly a fan of this card. Physically, he looks like he's going to be doing the work. I mean, he has 84 jumping, 85 heading accuracy, 81 strength. So he looks like he can do the work. He looks like he'll be able to finish some headed goals for you guys if that's what you want out of your cards. So, without further ado, I'm going to take you over to our review specialist in the studios, One Star Week. Take it away. Thanks, One Star. So, according to Footbin, you already know Van Basten is selling for 470,000 coins on the PS4 market. Is he worth it? Unfortunately, I have to say a negative on this one, Chief. We're going to break down the stats though, so you know exactly what to expect. So first we're going to talk about his pace. He has 83 pace, which on paper looks fine. I mean, I used Shevchenko. He had 84 pace, and he felt relatively quick, especially when he was off the ball. This Van Basten card felt a touch slower. I would say pace-wise, he felt above average, but he's not somebody you want to set to get him behind, especially when you take into consideration his medium attacking work rates. That being said, though, he's no slouch as far as pace goes. He's not slow by any means. He will feel slower on the ball because he's 6'2", but overall, I gotta give his pace a 7 out of 10. It's usable, but it's not ideal. Next, we'll talk about shooting, and as expected, it's the best, by far the best attribute of this card. All right, the number one thing I really noticed with this card is his attack positioning. It was absolutely brilliant. I mean, there were some times where he would really annoy me. His medium attacking work rates really made him a lazy card, but when he could get off his ass and actually position himself in game, he was always in dangerous positions. He made very intelligent runs, and he was always open. It seemed like the defenders could not mark him. I really put that down to the brilliance of his attack positioning. He has 94 finishing, and it did not disappoint at all. Outside the box with his finesse shot, he was insane. Inside the box, every single shot was a homing missile bullet. His shot power, like I said, 90 is very, very important in that regard. Overall, I gotta give this guy shooting a 9.5 out of 10. If you enjoy clinical finishers, yeah, you're gonna like this card. Next, I want to talk about his passing, and it was pretty average. I'm not gonna lie. He's 6'2", so you expect somebody that's 6'2" to be able to bring other players into the game. I mean, because he's not gonna be somebody who's gonna be agile on the ball, no matter what the stats say. And in game, I would say his passing was average. It was good enough to bring other players into the game if they were close to him. But do not try to long pass with this card. It was very, very inaccurate, and I noticed it on many occasions. Overall, this guy's passing is a 6 out of 10. It'll get the job done, but that's about it. Next, we'll talk about his dribbling, and like I said, this was among one of the biggest question marks I had on this card. Would he feel clunky? And unfortunately, he does feel clunky. You have to keep in mind, I did use this guy in slightly delayed gameplay. I was playing Rivals today. The gameplay was not ideal, but it gives you a good idea as to what Van Basten will bring to your team. Because in Weekend League, if you plan to use this guy in the Weekend League, you will be facing delayed gameplay. I mean, let's face it, it's just a mainstay of Weekend League, delayed gameplay. And using this guy in delayed gameplay, he makes me not want to use him in the Weekend League. Because in game, it just took so long for his shooting animation to get off. And I know that's a FIFA 21 thing, but this guy took extra long to shoot. It really, really was annoying. His turning ability is not as good as advertised on the card. I believe it's because of his body type and his 6'2" height. That being said, though, he wasn't really super clunky. I wouldn't compare him to Lukaku. I wouldn't compare him to Osimhen. He's not going to feel that boxy or clunky in the box. He's still going to be able to L1 and R1 dribble semi-effectively, but he's not at the same time somebody who could create his own shot, and I definitely think that's negative marks, especially considering his price. Overall, this guy's dribbling is a 7 out of 10. Once again, he could do the job, but he's not somebody who could create his own shot. Finally, we'll be talking about his physical, and it was pretty solid, honestly. His shielding ability was very nice, and what I really noticed with him is that I used him similarly to Shevchenko. Your main real goal with this card is to get the ball with him and get in front of the defender, because when he shields the defender, they just can't get him off the ball, and that's really the best way to use his strengths to your advantage. His 84 jumping was very nice. He won a lot of headers. Unfortunately, he didn't score any headed goals, but he came very close on a few occasions. Overall, this guy's physical is an 8.5 out of 10. He definitely fits that target man role in this regard. Alright guys, so what's the final verdict on this card? I think this card is a pretty good card, but he's not ideal. He's not meta. He's not somebody you're going to be using if you're trying to get as many wins in the Weekend League as possible. Let's talk about the pros. He has a usable pace. He has a very good shot, amazing attack positioning, and aerially he's very, very nice. Let's talk about the cons. His passing is average. His dribbling is much worse in-game than advertised. He just felt terribly clunky. No matter what I tried to do with him, he just had a hard time really creating his own shot. The reason why I don't say he's worth 470k is just that you can't have a striker that costs that much that can't create his own shot. I feel like that's a big weakness. He needs the team to really be tailored to his strengths. He needs a team that's built around him. He needs to have creators, facilitators, dribblers, and pace around him. He would really flourish in that kind of environment, but at the same time, for this amount of money, I think you could get much better options that you don't really need to build your whole team around. Overall, though, I would give him an 8 out of 10. He's a solid card. He's not bad by any means, but like I said, he's much overpriced. Alright guys, so that's going to be my review for today. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next episode. But until then,